New Orleans Saints just made a sneaky good selection, and it's linebacker Danny Stutsman out of Oklahoma. This is a very athletic, very productive football player, and Oklahoma football described this player as the heartbeat of their defense. I think that this is a very good pick. I think it's a very underrated selection, and I will add this. With Danny Stutsman, I think linebacker was an underrated position in need. I'm excited to see what Brandon Staley can do with this football player, and all in all, we're going to give you all the information you need to know about your newest member of the Black and Gold. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. We've been live all 3 days of the 2025 NFL Draft, and we're probably still live if you're watching this video. We're going to be giving you analysis of each and every pick. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content so far. We've been live for 13 plus hours on YouTube over the last 3 days, but we're not stopping yet. We still got an undrafted free agency class that we have to tell you about. We still got a handful of draft picks we got to discuss later in today. But first, I want to dive into Danny Stutsman. He's an excellent tackler. This kid is very, very special. He's extremely productive, and he's going to be really, really good in run support. And that is an area where the New Orleans Saints were very, very bad last year. So far, they've added 2 good players that can really help in the run-stopping department. You invested a second-round pick yesterday. You invested a fourth-round pick today. I think so far you've made good selections in stopping the run. The Saints were ranked 30th. In stopping the run in yards per play and rushing yards per game. Between Vernon Broughton and between Danny Stutsman, those are 2 players that should help stop the run. And honestly, Jonas Sanker too. Don't sleep on that one as well. I also think he's better as a blitzer than he gets credit for. And he's just not amazing in coverage, which is totally fine. He is capable of covering tight ends, maybe not as much with a slot wide receivers just because they are a little speedy. But let's just get into the scouting report. This is a player I'm very, very excited about. He's athletic. He's a downhill runner. His relative athletic score was off the charts. And I think that he's a player that we can all get excited about on this Saints defense. He's, like I said, he's not an elite blitzer. However, he does have the traits that you can buy into, and he has traits that you can believe in. He had a 9.57 relative athletic score, and I can tell you right now, when you pair him up with Demario Davis, Pete Werner, and you have him potentially line up with Jalen Ford over the foreseeable future, I think it's a good little linebacker group right there. And I also will say he's learning from some really good players in Pete Werner and Jalen Ford, or Demario Davis as well. We had a 3rd or 4th round grade on him, so I think the value is really nice. He had 400 special team snaps, 8 tackles on those snaps. He did have 1 missed tackle, but overall, like I said, a really good run defender, very nice instincts, and he has the ability to be, or he has the combination of athleticism and the high football IQ, which is awesome. Average depth of tackles was 2.2 yards. That's elite. He has not a lot of speed. He has not a lot of size, but the speed and size combination is appealing. I don't know what I'm saying. He does have size. Day 3 of the draft, guys. Grade the pick. It's day 3. We're hurting. We've been live for a long, long time. But I want you to grade the pick for me. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving this one an A. This is the first A grade I'm giving the Saints in this 2025 NFL draft. And I think he is a very, very special player. The Saints, I think, did have a need at linebacker. And listen to this. This is hysterical. Danny Stutsman posted on Instagram on November 21st of 2023. And he said, quote, "I'm like communion, that cracker with the juice." And I certainly think that this is a player with that kind of swagger and that kind of energy. You just got yourself an all-pro. I mean, come on now. That player is so cool. That's an awesome caption. It's hilarious. And I do think that he's a player who could have an impact on the Saints defense. Dane Brugler saying that Stutsman doesn't have the proven coverage talent required of a modern-day linebacker, but he is gap sound and his quality run defender and a thundering tackler with the swagger on and off the field that will be welcome in the NFL. He will start early in his NFL career because of his ability working downhill. Look, the Saints need swagger. They need energy. They need a little pop on defense. And you finally got a little bit of that in Danny Stutsman. You get some of that in Jonas Sanker as well. But, again, I'm in love with this pick. I think it's an awesome, awesome selection. Really quickly, we're going to tell you more about Danny Stutsman and why I love this pick. But really fast, I got to give a shout-out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Use code ChatSports to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, but Game Time is here to help you save money. And if you're like me, where you procrastinate and you also like to save a few bucks here and there, Game Time is a perfect app for you because I'm a firm believer. Just because you're a little cheap doesn't mean you shouldn't, miss out on some fun events. Whether it's concerts, comedy shows, theater, or anything in between, I want you to download the Game Time app and use code ChatSports to get $20 off your first purchase. Game Time is here to help your game viewing experience every single chance they have, and they have last-minute deals. You can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. And they also have super deals. I highly encourage you to check those out. Those are the best value tickets for events that you're interested in. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download Game Time. Use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. That's code CHATSPORTS. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. Really quickly, just want to let you guys know, Billy Bowman, the safety out of Oklahoma, was just the selection to the Atlanta Falcons. So Danny Stutsman versus Billy Bowman in the NFC South. That'll be pretty fun. Anyway, I want to keep talking about Danny Stutsman. He was an All-American this year. He tested really, really well, better than most expected. And I think that he's a player that just can do a lot of good things in Brandon Staley's system. And I don't need to see him become some insane coverage linebacker. If he's just a run-stopping specialist, a tackling machine, I'm okay with that. Over the last two draft picks, Jonas Sanker and Danny Stutsman, 418 total tackles over the past 2 seasons. So the Saints are addressing defense. They knew that that was a need, and I'm glad to see that they're addressing that need. I think that the Saints still need to go and get some offensive juice, but I think that this provides a little bit of defensive juice. Right now, I want to see the Saints really, really crush these next few picks. You have another pick in round 4, and we'll give you an update, and we'll make a video for that selection. No picks in round 5, 1 and 6, and 2 and 7, and then 2025 NFL draft is done. And then after that, we have the undrafted free agency class. Just kind of final thoughts here on Danny Stutsman. I like that he's an all-pro. I like that he's a productive player. He has the numbers and the production to back up the reasoning for why you made this pick. I've said it before. I've said it leading up to the draft, and I will continue to say it again. I think Danny Stutsman will be a good player. Linebacker is a underrated need for the Saints, and I think they just got a really, really serious and sneaky good pick. Stutsman saying that he describes himself as ferocious. He said he had 1 workout and no visits. The only workout he had was with the Saints, which is really cool if you ask me. I like it. I'm happy about it. I think this is a fun pick. This is my favorite pick probably so far of the 2025 NFL draft for the New Orleans Saints. But we still got some picks to be made. So let me know in the comment section who you want the Saints to draft next, and let me know if you guys like this selection of Danny Stutsman. Who Dat Nation, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for rocking and rolling with us. Y'all stay golden. We got more content coming your way, so be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and hit your boy up on social media. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you later.